Venezuela has faced a complex economic situation in recent years. Since 2013, the country's economy has experienced a strong recession and high inflation, which has led to shortages of basic products and massive emigration of citizens. However, in recent months, some improvements have been observed in the country's economy, suggesting a more encouraging scenario for the future. In this video, the current perspectives of Venezuela's economy for 2023 will be analyzed, taking into account the positive and negative scenarios identified in the sources consulted. One of the positive perspectives identified in relation to the Venezuelan economy is the growth of its GDP. According to the International Monetary Fund, a 3.5% growth in Venezuela's GDP is expected for the year 2023, driven by the increase in oil prices and the recovery of oil production. However, it is noted that this growth will depend largely on the political and economic stability of the country. Additionally, the IMF has pointed out that the Venezuelan economy has been slowly recovering after experiencing a strong recession in previous years. This recovery is due in part to the stabilization of the exchange rate and the relaxation of some economic controls. Despite this, it is emphasized that the Venezuelan economy remains highly vulnerable to external shocks and political instability. Another positive perspective that has been observed is the recovery of oil prices, Venezuela's main export product. According to the International Energy Agency, oil prices have increased in recent months, which could contribute to improving the country's economy. In fact, the price of Venezuelan oil has recovered in recent months, going from a minimum of $9.90 in May 2020 to $63.16 in March 2023, according to data from the financial portal investing.com. This is due in part to the reduction in global oil supply, a result of the production cuts adopted by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, as well as the recovery of global oil demand, a result of the post-pandemic economic reactivation. The recovery of oil prices is good news for Venezuela, as oil is the country's main source of income. Additionally, other positive perspective for the Venezuelan economy is the implementation of economic reforms, such as the elimination of price controls and the liberalization of trade policies. These measures could improve the business climate and attract foreign investment to the country. Despite the positive outlook, there are also some risks that could negatively affect the Venezuelan economy in 2023. One of them is the persistence of hyperinflation. Although inflation has significantly decreased in recent months, it remains one of the highest in the world, and its control is one of the country's biggest challenges. The persistence of hyperinflation could negatively impact the purchasing power of citizens as well as the country's business climate. Another risk for the Venezuelan economy is the lack of access to external financing. The country's political and economic situation has led international markets to close their doors to the Venezuelan government, and external debt has become an obstacle to economic growth. The lack of access to external financing could limit the government's ability to carry out public policies and to implement the economic reforms necessary to strengthen the nation's economy. Finally, political and social instability remains a risk for the Venezuelan economy in 2023. The political and social crisis and numerous corruption cases in the country have generated high legal insecurity, which could negatively impact investment and the business climate in the nation. The lack of a political solution to the crisis could continue to generate tensions and social conflicts that will negatively affect the country's economy. In conclusion, Venezuela's economy faces a complex landscape, but with some positive perspectives that could contribute to its recovery. GDP growth and the recovery of oil prices are two of the most encouraging perspectives. However, the political and economic stability of the country remains a key factor for sustained economic growth, as the Venezuelan economy remains highly vulnerable to external shocks and political instability. In addition, the implementation of economic reforms that encourage private investment, the elimination of price controls, and the liberalization of trade policies can be key factors for the economic recovery of Venezuela in the future. However, these measures must be implemented in a responsible and effective manner, and must be accompanied by prudent fiscal and monetary policies to avoid the resurgence of inflation. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications. See you next time.